Hello, we are live. Welcome to our this episode of 20 Minutes Event Profs Marketing Live with myself, Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange, and my partner in crime, Jason Greenman from Acomo.
Hello.
Jason.
How are you?
Very good. Nice to see you today. So today, we thought we'd just recap a little bit what we did last week. We spoke a little bit about Facebook. There was a great question from one of our viewers in the comments if Facebook was an important place for event profs to be. I think we strategically all decided yes. And then the conversation was on if Clubhouse is a great marketing tool for event profs. And I think we collectively, there was a heated debate, but collectively we did decide that it could be. And then from my end, it was. So today's topic for all of you that are joining us, and if you are joining us, thank you so much for joining myself and Jason. We do this every week for 20 minutes where we go live here on LinkedIn. It is also simultaneously going live on my YouTube channel as well as my Facebook page. And next week, we'll be going live from Jason's page. So that's going to be very exciting.
Cool.
And if you are here, drop a comment. Let us know you're here. Say hello. Tell us where you're from. And throughout the course of this live, if you have any questions at all on this particular topic, and today's topic is how to leverage your social media bio. So be sure to drop that into the comments if you have any questions on any specific platforms and the bios, and we will do our best to answer. Now, Jason, time to set the clock.
All right. Yes, let's go. All right. So, clock. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, one second. Yeah.
Counting down.
Let's go. All right. We're there,
Perfect.
Yeah?
There we go. We're on
less.
20 minutes.
So let's go. So the bio in social media is such an important piece of real estate, and it's often overlooked for other things which are important. The photo, the background, obviously the content that you're producing, but the bio, the 3 lines of text, or the characters that you get for every social media platform is very, very important, because you basically set the tone for what you're doing, why you're here, what kind of conversations you want to be in, and it's important that we get into this. And there were some great questions that kind of sparked this whole thing last week, and so let's dive into it and see if we can give some good advice on the bio. I mean, it's, for me, there's kind of maybe 3 different things that you can do with the bio. Either it can act as your business card, right? So it can be, I am this and this is where I work. That's a bit boring, but it works. Exactly. It can also be a way to present your portfolio, right? Like, what are the things that I work on? What do I do? You can kind of see the portfolio of things that you do. But it can also work as like a billboard, more in, like, if we look at it as a marketing campaign, like you're doing a campaign about a specific subject, and you want this to be what people see when they land there. So maybe it's related to your company, but right now somebody was asking about sponsorships the other day. I'm looking for sponsorships, right? Like you said, I think you made a really good point. Put that in your bio. This is your billboard. You can make that part of your marketing campaign right now. So I think if you break it into those 3 things first, figure out what you want to do right now, what is your strategy, and then kind of modify it for that.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you, Jason. I think that, there's so much power in this specific part of anyone's profile on social media. To make it more specific to whoever's watching, we're talking about like the top 3 lines of which come under your profile picture on your social media page. So I think on Instagram, it's 3 lines. On LinkedIn, it's probably 2.5. On Twitter, it's like 2 lines. And on Clubhouse, they say in your profile, it's the top 3 lines. So that's sort of the headline. It's kind of like your headliners, right? Use it as your billboard. And this sponsorship was one of the reasons why we were talking about this particular topic. one of our Event Props community members were struggling to find sponsorship for an event. So she came into a Clubhouse chat and she expressed her struggles. And it was more to kind of share that struggle with the community, but she ended up getting some incredible solutions and ideas on how to further help her in her search. And one of the things I mentioned to her was that put it in your bio. One very important thing that I stress to everyone about their social media bio is that it shouldn't be a static space. Now, this is prime real estate, people. Yeah. This is where people arrive, and it's the first thing they see about you and what you do, or what you're asking for, and what you need, or how they can work with you. This is where you would be putting, looking for sponsorship for XYZ event. Right? That could be a thing. If you are a hotel or a chain of hotels who's organizing a virtual event, you could put their virtual event showcase, I don't know, 3rd to 4th of March 2021. Click this link, because you can always put a link. So you can keep it active and updated and adaptable to the purpose that it's there for at that point of time. Always have sort of like a standard bio that describes what you do, like Jason said, introducing yourself, your product, your service, how someone can work with you, where to get more information, for example. But you can also switch it up with your needs in a specific period of time, and then go back to your standard profile. Do you agree, Jason?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's, you don't need to think of it as something that's static. It's not something that you have to make this huge decision that this is going to be my bio for the next 3 years. If you want to use it as a way of promoting your campaigns, what you're working on currently, it's perfectly fine. And if it doesn't work, you change it. And to be honest, most people won't notice. So don't be afraid. Like, play with it, see what works with you. And I think it might be helpful, Sabrina, if we get into kind of more specific kind of platforms, because between obviously LinkedIn, maybe we start with LinkedIn, since that's where we are right now.
Absolutely.
But the bio for LinkedIn is the bio for Instagram as well. They're slightly different, and I mean, I think your strategy should be the same, but the limitations that you have for each one are quite are a little bit different. So, for example, in LinkedIn, when we have the bio, obviously you have the background photo, your profile photo. We can get into that on a different time, because I think that's worth its own discussion. There's so many people that need to change those as well. But in LinkedIn, the first thing, which I kind of wanted just to mention, is this record your name option, this right above the bio, right? It's really interesting. And I've seen some people do some super creative things with this. So, I mean,
I don't know if anyone can see my profile. As the sunlight does not help, right? Does it? Let's see. It's kind of up here. There's too much sun. Too much sun here. So yeah, I can't see.
So like the record your name, obviously that's so people can understand your name, but I've seen people use that to also put in like a little pitch, because you have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds there. So you can say like, I don't know, Jason Greenman, event expert and digital marketing expert, or, whatever you want to say. And you just throw that in there in the name. And so use it.
That is a pro tip, Jason. Even I didn't know that. That's brilliant.
And I've seen people put in like these incredible elevator pitches in 10 seconds of everything they're doing.
That's fantastic.
or like a song or music, or, I mean, play with it. It's something that you can play with, and you can change it all the time.
Exactly.
Then you get into the headline. And I think the headline in LinkedIn is
it's 3 lines. So it's basically your top name, and if you want to make it more inclusive, you put she/her, he/him. You record your voice note, as Jason just said, and then you've got 3 lines, which basically is your elevator pitch, isn't it? It's what you want of it, what you want people to see at that specific point of time that you want them to take action on.
Exactly. I think in total, it's I looked at it before. It's 120 characters. So, I mean, there's like, if you want to play, there's websites where you can go do character counts, and you can kind of play with it on a website and make sure it fits in. And I mean, this is what shows up when you're commenting on LinkedIn. So if you look at it like that, this is your headliner. If you go onto Sabrina's feed and you comment on her feed, everybody that sees your comment is going to see your headliner. It's really important. I mean, it's not only on your profile, but it's also in other areas of LinkedIn, and so
Got
it's
it.
important that that it pops a little bit.
Hmm.
And I mean, most people put their job title, right? I had mine as my job title, but you can go so much further with that, and I think that's what you were alluding to is don't keep it don't limit it to your job title. Like that's
Yeah,
where you can start saying things like, I mean, well, let's can we pull yours up and analyze it?
absolutely. Absolutely. Do
I think
it.
you have a
Are you
pretty good
can you
one.
bring it onto the screen and share?
Let's let's see.
This is freaking me out a little bit, but yeah, it's all good.
Under the gun. Let me check. So
Let's do a screen share. Should I change the setting? 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Are you going to share or I'm going to share?
let me see. I need to get into your profile first.
Oh,
If you're
perfect. Okay.
ready.
Oh, no, I'm not ready.
All
You can
right.
do it.
All right. So 1 second here. All right, cool. And share screen.
Is that working? That's not. It's not working, is
Clock is
it?
ticking. Come on,
I
Jason.
know. I
Move,
know.
move. All right, here we go. Let me see if you can see this. Yeah.
Yes. Let me just add it.
Yep.
There we
Perfect.
go.
All right.
Perfect.
Nice. So, so here we've got Sabrina. So you have your name, you have your audio, you have your she and her that you would like to be called by, and
Hmm.
then under that, those are the 3 lines. Those are the 120 characters that you're allowed to have. Now, what you've done is you've used event industry, social media, and online visibility consultant.
Hmm.
Strategize your socials with me so you can get social and stay visible. And there's so many good things about this. And the first one I want to talk about is
Hmm.
keywords.
Yes.
So when we're talking about keywords in the bio, we have to imagine that people are searching on LinkedIn. They're often looking for people, they're looking for services, they're looking for businesses. And when you search, you use keywords.
Hmm.
And keywords are like the search is going through your headline. So if you
Hmm.
don't have your keywords, the things that you want to be found for in your headline, you're really
Hmm.
missing out on a big opportunity. And I mean, you want to be known for social media, for online visibility. Um, it's here. So if somebody's searching for event social media, like you're
Hmm.
going to be one of the top profiles that shows up for sure. And I think people should be doing the same thing when they're thinking about
Absolutely.
their bio.
So if they're in
Um,
a space of virtual events, or if they're in a space of event management or an
mhm,
event agency,
yeah,
or if they're a 5-star luxury hotel,
exactly.
or hotel in Barcelona, for example, there are specific keywords that if they want to be searchable, that they should have in their profile and their bio specifically.
Exactly. And then, I mean, you really clearly explain what you do as well, which I think is a great thing. Don't limit it to I am X, but I am X and I do this, right?
Yeah,
You can. It's your opportunity to tell you what you do in a few lines, so people know why they should talk to you. Essentially,
absolutely.
I think that's the
Absolutely.
main thing.
Mhm. So I'm getting some, now this is completely off guard. I'm getting some feedback from the
Yeah.
LinkedIn community saying that they actually can't see our live, that
Oh,
apparently it's a black screen. So my question is, should we end it and do it again, or should we just go through and repost the replay? What are your
Let,
thoughts, Jason? What do you
let's
think we should do?
repost the replay. No,
Yeah,
can
I
they
think
hear us?
they can't hear us. It's a black screen. Apparently, they're saying that something went wrong. Please try again. We couldn't connect you to the video. So I'm not sure, because on my end, it's showing that it's live.
Yeah, I see it too.
And so it's pretty interesting why that's not happening. But let's go forth, continue. And what we're going to do is, apologies for those of us who couldn't see it live and join us live. For us, that's really annoying as well, because we can't answer all the questions. But if you are going to hang around, obviously come back and watch the replay. And when you hear this, if you can see us, I don't see any viewers, but drop your comments and any questions, and we'll try to make it up by answering the
Yeah.
questions in the comments, through our
So
comments after the
we have
replay.
zero. So people are asking, and there's 0 viewers, huh?
There's zero, exactly.
Right.
So I'm
I
getting a
mean,
ton of
maybe
messages, but
if
I'm not.
that's the
Oh,
case.
we've got Patricia. She says that she can see us, don't have an issue. Okay, so it might just be a handful of viewers that can't see and they've got a black screen. Phew!
Well,
Thank you, Patricia.
LinkedIn Live is in beta, no? So clearly it is in beta.
Exactly. Brilliant. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Jason.
No,
We can always
that's
add 2 more minutes.
somewhat important to know if the live stream is working on a live stream. It's
Exactly.
that's worth a pause.
So let's
Um,
take this off and bring you back.
all right.
So we discussed the profile that I had on my LinkedIn. Now, do you want to bring up your own profile to show people what you've done differently?
Mine
Or
is
do you want
pretty
to
much
move
the
it
same.
to, or do you want
Mine's
to
pretty
bring
much
you, should we bring up an Instagram profile, for example?
why don't we keep going on yours? My Instagram
Absolutely.
is not where it should be. So
Absolutely.
I'm here preaching without practicing.
So let's bring up, do you want to bring up my Instagram profile then? And then
Yeah,
we
let me
can
have a
move
look.
into it. Thank you so much, Kiara. Thank you, Ronald. So we've got Patricia, we've got Ronald, we've got Kiara. They can see us. Wonderful. And this is what I love about live is that, you got to let us know that you can see us and say hello and engage with us so that we know that we're doing something right.
And before we go on to, as I'm bringing up this Instagram profile to analyze, to put under the spotlight, I wanted to mention one thing about job seekers, because I know currently, and obviously very unfortunately, there's a lot of us out there that are looking for jobs. Me personally, I see a lot of profiles that have, looking for work or unemployed or seeking thing. I think that's okay to have in there. Maybe not unemployed, because remember, keep in mind the keywords here. I don't
guess more
think
keeping
recruiters are
positive
looking.
keywords, right? Like looking
Exactly.
for opportunities, looking for
Correct.
event placement, looking
Correct.
for recruitment support type of scenario. So
Exactly.
keeping it very specific to keywords. Absolutely great point. We do actually have a question from someone in the audience. Ronald has just asked, should we write about as third person? Interesting. So I think he's talking about the LinkedIn profile underneath our bio, the about section. Should we write about ourselves in the third person? What are your thoughts on that, Jason?
Wow. It's I think it's taste. I've seen both, and I don't, me personally, I would use first person. To me, it feels more personal. I think if you're saying, because really it's about authenticity, right? And social media works really well when we're authentic and we're personal. And the I format is much more personal than the he or she. I mean, I think once you are at some sort of level of celebrity, maybe where people can talk to in the third person, perhaps. But I think for 95% of the people out there, a personal approach, the I format would be my suggestion. How about you? What do you think?
I think consensus there. Definitely agree with Jason. For me, if it's your personal social media platform account, on Instagram, on profile for LinkedIn, go no third person. Use your voice. Tell people who you are. So I am, and go about it that way. Because also I think social media is all about engagement, and you want your followers and your community to engage with you. And if you kind of speak to them from a third person perspective, it just sounds a bit off. If you're having to write the about section of your company page, that's something completely different altogether. In that space, you can use a third person voice to describe the company. But I think when it comes to our personal profiles, we should stick to third. Thank you so much for that question, Ronald, all the way from Malaysia. Great to see you in the room, Irina, Heidi, welcome. Fabulous. So are we bringing up my Instagram profile? Okay.
I think it is safe. Yeah. If you can share, I will share the
All
screen.
right. There we go. So that's my Instagram profile.
There you go.
On the screen.
Share the spotlight again. All right. So important to remember for Instagram is you're limited to, you have a few more characters to work with. I think it's 150 characters in Instagram. Now, I'll go ahead and read it and we can compare it to LinkedIn, right? So we've got social media strategist, consultant, coach, event vlogger, online event moderator, personal branding for event profs course, hit link to book. There's a lot to pull in from
there.
Exactly. But again, so going back to keywords, Instagram's the same. You go into Instagram and you search using words. So if you want to show up in people's searches, use the words that you think people are searching for. And I think you've hit all the keywords that you're looking for, the services that you're able to offer, the help that you can give people. And a really big, small but also big difference here is the use of emojis, because I think in Instagram, much more appropriate than on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, if it fits your brand, sure, but I think emojis are much more useful here on Instagram.
Yeah, and I do think Instagram allows you to be a bit more playful, and so don't over emoji it. Like, please, I actually get irritated when I see too many emojis in a profile.
14 rockets.
Use your emojis strategically, people. Yeah, if you're gonna use it I'm using this strategically to point to the link that they have to hit, so it's there for a reason. You don't want to put 6 smiley faces. That gets you nothing. You're wasting characters on emojis, right? And
we already know
at the end of the day, exactly. And if you are going to use emojis, one big key pro tip for everyone out there: emojis are not engagement. Yeah. So if you use emojis when you comment, that does nothing for whoever you're commenting on's page. It's almost like just blowing them empty kisses for nothing. So, that is emojis, right? So if you're going to use an emoji, make sure it is strategically used for a specific purpose. And what I did extra on my Instagram profile, which is another thing, is that I put a call to action there.
Exactly.
And it's something there where, I launched, myself and Juliet Tripp, another fabulous event prof, are doing a personal branding for event profs course next month. And I put that into my bio. So it's in the top 3 things. When people click my profile, they'll see it. And it also not only tells them that's what I'm doing, but it also gives them the little emoji pointing down to the link where they can click. And then they can go onto my link tree, which then allows them to register and book for the course. So it's putting a call to action and leading them directly to book something and to work with me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Linktree is actually something I wanted to speak about specifically, because this is something that I think I see very few people using, but there's so much value here with the Linktree. I think there's Linktree. I think later has one called Lincoln.bio.
Lincoln Bio. Yes, that's
exactly.
right.
There's a couple of different ones. And basically what this is this allows people to go to your bio and click and then see the rest of what you have, right?
Correct.
And it's very, very powerful. So if you want to share if you want to link people to your LinkedIn, if you have a website, if you have another marketing campaign that you're working on, all this stuff can be put in there, and you can drive people to your other socials and your other media that you're working on.
Yeah, and it allows people to really just click one time to access multiple information. And as a content creator or marketer or salesperson or whatever your role is, it just allows you to be more flexible when you are making content. So you're not having to change that link up all the time. You're just having to add it to your link tree so that you can keep on saying, well, if you want to do this, hit the link in my bio. If you want to do that, hit the link in my bio. So essentially it makes it a lot easier for you, and it makes it a lot easier for everyone else who comes to your profile. And so Linktree, we can both definitely agree that it should be something that you use. What I have also heard is if you are in a space where you have a WordPress website or a website, you can actually create a hidden URL to your website and turn it into a link tree. So you can actually create something that looks very similar to a link tree, but it's not necessarily what something will see when someone will see when they go to your website, but it gets them there. But that's a bit more high level. We can always come back to that in a different topic. But we do have one more question before we end from one of our lovely viewers, the lovely Kiara.
Hi, Kiara.
Welcome again, Kiara. Would you keep the green hashtag open to work banner that LinkedIn puts on your pictures? Go.
Yes. I would. I think the reason I'm hesitant to put it in the bio, or at least make that the focus of the bio, is because that's not what you're offering, right? The bio is what am I offering people? And what you're offering people are your skills, your services, your kind of like your hard skills. What are you good at? Why should people work with you? People shouldn't work with you because you're unemployed. So that's why I said like it's maybe it can be in the bio, but it shouldn't be the focus of the bio. I think it's good to have the little green thing because visually you can see that this person has all these skills, but they're also available to work.
Yes.
And the photo is not searchable. There's no keywords there, so I don't think it can hurt at all. And I think showing that, hey, I'm available to work is a perfectly fine thing to do on the photo.
Absolutely, and I think it's specific to the platform, and it's actually a very powerful way to use your profile photo for your bio. I mean, this is something we are going to be exploring as a topic in one of the next episodes coming up. We're going to be talking all about the profile photo, but in this instance for you, Kiara, I would definitely keep it if you are in that situation. I wouldn't reiterate it further, as Jason says, within your bio, or you can add it into the about section or in another area where you want to bring attention to that. But for the moment, I would just keep it in the profile picture. And people are actually starting to do that quite a lot now across other platforms, where they put little messages kind of built into their profile photo, such as, you know, not ready to talk or listening only on Clubhouse, for example, so they don't get brought up into the stage.
Right.
So it's brilliant. So thank you very much, Kiara, for your question. And our time is up. Jason, 20 minutes
we're
is
good.
over.
We had a little break for the technical difficulties, so it's okay. We're over a couple more.
Exactly. We're allowed
I wanted to mention one more thing too, which is as you're doing this and as people are coming up with their bios and this section, don't be afraid to copy. I know it sounds terrible, but we all think like everyone's so concerned about being 100% unique, and I'm gonna create something really different. It's a bio. It's excuse me. It's all been done already. So don't be afraid to find accounts that you respect. Exactly, people that you like. You like the way it sounds, and just use that as a template. There's no problem with copying and editing and modifying it a little bit. I think it's a great place to start when you're doing this research. Is go out there and find accounts that you like.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, put a lot of focus into your bio. Switch it up. Keep it fresh. Keep adapting when your situation changes. Keep using it to promote. Keep using it to get calls to action. You know, use it as your billboard. Use it as your headliner. It's probably the top line advice that myself and Jason can give you. And having used my profiles as an example, I do need to update my Twitter one. And you know, it's to give you an idea of how to use call to actions. Every platform has a different way that you can use their features and different areas that are clickable versus not clickable. So if you do have an area in your bio where you are able to put in a link, please, please, please use it and do it and make it clickable.
Exactly. It's all real estate.
I have seen some hotel websites where they've put the actual website link into the bio and not where they should put it into the link. I don't know why they did that, because they've just wasted an entire sentence and space in already what is prime real estate. So, you know, if you are thinking about how you're going to optimize your online visibility, and the first places you start is your bio, then you want to make sure that you put the right things in the right places, use keywords, and keep it alive and adaptable.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess we can slide over to Clubhouse, and if anybody wants to join us, we can analyze other people's bios and give some feedback, or just chat.
Yeah, that's great. Exactly. So, you know, those of you who have tuned in, thank you so much for joining us. If you've got any more questions, drop them in the comments. If you're watching this as a replay, thank you for watching it. And also drop your questions and comments and insights into the comment section. If you have any questions, we will answer them and get back to you. Just come back and check. You'll be notified anyway. And for the rest of you, thank you for joining us. We are heading in to our Clubhouse room now, myself and Jason, for another 20 minutes, where we're just going to continue the conversation about this very topic, how to leverage your social media bio. So if you want us to help you out with your bios, join us in the Clubhouse if you can, if you are a Clubhouse member. And if not, we'll find a way to share the takeaways that we've shared here today as well. So thank you, everyone. And we will see you next week. And the rest of you will see you in Clubhouse.
All right. See you
Bye,
in a second.
everyone.